Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where we have another Warhammer World Championships of Warhammer preview article. This one focusing on what was for me the reveal of the show. We lightly touched on this during the stream because they had about a 20-minute technical difficulties section where we quickly skimmed this. So we're going to run through this article. I'm going to skim over the stuff that we already know, like the 4 heroes who were confirmed on the build-up to this reveal. But even though it was leaked, we finally got the full reveal of Warhammer Quest Darkwater, and honestly, this box is looking amazing. So how about we jump in? Team up with your pals and defend the Everspring in Warhammer Quest Darkwater. It's time to take up your sword, unite with your friends and battle against the foul forces of Nurgle, the Plague God, in Warhammer Quest Darkwater, an all-new cooperative dungeon crawler for 1 to 4 players set in the mortal realm. Deep within the verdant wilds of Ghyran, something evil is festering. The demon prince Gelgus Pust, the Prince of Swords, has laid claim to the ruins of the Jade Abbey, within which lies the source of the Everspring, a bounteous well of life energy linked to Alariel the Everqueen herself. Only a diverse band of heroes have skills and determination to journey into the labyrinth of the Jade Abbey and stop the corruption. A thrilling cooperative dungeon crawler for 1 to 4 players set within the Age of Sigmar. Warhammer Quest Darkwater is a brand new boxed game designed to be replayable over and over. You'll pick a hero, open up the 38-page lay-flat map book, yes, that's right, a map book, to match your chosen scenario and use miniatures, cards and dice to battle for the fate of the Everspring. And like all the previous other Warhammer Quests, Blackstone and Curse City, you get a lot of miniatures in this. It is a very self-contained experience, which is great, but also it has links into other games. It obviously ties into Age of Sigmar. I wouldn't be surprised to see some rules crossover with 1, the contents of this box, and 2, existing models and characters from the Age of Sigmar main game. Hopefully, this has a bright future ahead, and there's so much hype about this. This new Warhammer Quest game is quick to learn and easy to play, perfect for a game night with your friends and family. Simply pick your heroes and jump into a 30-minute skirmish against the disgusting followers of Nurgle. A perfect bite-sized chunk of gaming for tempting friends into another session, and another, and hey, why not play the whole campaign? If you want something meatier, you can play through the whole story in about 10 to 14 hours over multiple days, or 1 marathon session if you bring plenty of snacks. These campaigns are thrilling 3-act adventures through the infested ruins of the Jade Abbey, where you'll play through multiple scenarios, unlock new heroes and rewards, and eventually test yourselves against the loathsome might of Gelgus Pust. Victory isn't certain, but you shouldn't let loss put you off. Campaigns are designed to be replayed, and because you only use a portion of the cards on offer each time, every playthrough will be a unique combination of heroes played, encounters fought, events overcome, and rewards looted. The miniatures. It wouldn't be a Warhammer Quest game without loads of awesome miniatures, and Darkwater contains 49 plastic push-fit models. Our 7 intrepid heroes are a varied bunch, each with interesting backgrounds and unique powers to make them suited for their quest. So we have Valoran, Tylis, Scion, and Ironhead. We have seen these before. Again, stunning models, and they're probably not the best models in the box. That's how good some of this stuff is. First up, there's the heroes you've already seen here on WarCom in the last couple of weeks. Valoran, the Manticore Knight, is joined by Bren Tylis, the Renegade Saint, Inara Scion, the Cleansing Blade, while Drolf Ironhead is a survivor at heart. These 4 are the core heroes you'll begin with, but 3 remain to be unlocked in the course of your game. We have Kelthanor, Drashavorn, and Jacobus Vine. Kelthanor, the Forest Prince, centaur with a bow. It kind of looks like a barbed tail as well. Looks like a great model. I'd like to see a bit more, but looks like a really nice model. Drashavon, the Rampaging Beast, another great model. Not sure about the colour scheme here, but the detail and the fur effect is brilliant. And then we have Jacobus Vine, the Jade Wizard, and his little pet, was it Whisper? Little tree dog thing? But again, stunning model. Really, really nice models. Wielding a deadly bow and a burning desire to slay Gelgus Pust for his right of ascension, Prince Kelthanor is a member of a nomadic clan that worships the hunter god Kurnoth. Drashavon is a chief of a tribe of shape-shifting warriors from Gur, who worship an aspect of the Everqueen they call the Maker of Beasts, and has set out to cure his people from a mutative curse. Finally, Jacobus Vane is a jade wizard dedicated to fighting against entropy and decay. He travels with a spite owl and a vulpine forest spirit he calls Whisper. We'll learn more about them later. No noble quest could be complete without a cast of nefarious villains, and the scions of the Plague Father are a truly rotten bunch. Gelgus Pust, Belger the Sistwitch, Mulgoth the Cleaver, and Shaman Foulhoof. Gelgus Pust in all his glory with an incredibly sinister looking sword. I hope that that's something like the faces of people he's slain just randomly appearing in the blade. But he's a big model, and the detail is fantastic. We then have probably the grossest one, Belga the Sistwitch, which is, was it 3 sisters I think they said on the stream? You can see the arms there, there's a head poking out there, there's a head there. Just gross. Mulgoth the Cleaver with this giant mutated arm and a giant axe, he's going to be awful to fight, isn't he? And then our first beastman, Shaman Foulhoof. The Pestigors of Nurgle are returning in this box. Another really stunning model. Towering mountain of flesh and disease known as Gelgus Pust, Prince of Swords, was once a holy man corrupted by an insatiable lust for power. By committing his soul to the plague god Nurgle, he earned strength far beyond that of a mortal, and now seeks to repay his master by corrupting the Everspring and thus scoring a savage blow against Alariel in the War of Control for Ghyran. He is joined by Belga the Sistwitch, a former High Priestess of the Jade Abbey, driven mad by her revolting new form, and Mulgoth the Cleaver, a loyal servant of Pust, who takes great pleasure in destroying beauty and breaking the spirits of virtuous heroes. Shaman Foulhoof lurks in the ruins, a beastman devoted to decay and rot who leads a herd of pestigors known as the Flyblown. Between them, these vile souls command an army of minions against which our heroes must triumph. The Cankerborn, more stunning models, and I just love the stonework has been woven into their gross bodies. The Cankerborn are rare demons created when hideous violence is conducted against the land itself. Creatures twice the height of a plague bearer, clawing themselves free from the churning ground. Their leathery skin and rocky filth-encrusted hides make them incredibly resilient, and their mere presence corrupts their surroundings. The lore of this stuff is just insane. The model design, the lore, how they're building this up, this is incredible. I cannot wait to get my hands on this. Hopefully I can get my hands on this. Blight Templars. The Blight Templars are mighty mortal champions of Nurgle who have willingly absorbed a disease and pestilence that would destroy a lesser man in an attempt to prove their devotion to Grandfather Nurgle. They're unstoppable battering rams, oozing with unspeakable fluids, armed with an array of hideous, rusted weapons. Pox Wretches. More stunning models. There isn't a bad model in this box. The most numerous of the Nurgle worshippers infesting the Jade Abbey, Pox Wretches are taking their first steps on the path to entropy. They wear cycloptine masks that rob them of sight, instead using their senses to smell and taste to hunt down those not embraced by Nurgle's fastened gifts. I didn't realise that's what the masks were for. So they smell corruption and leave it alone, and when they can't smell corruption, they're going to come after you? That's cool. And the Pestigors, I believe returning, Nurgle Beastmen. Great. Foul creatures who infest the woodlands of Ghyran and beyond, Pestigors are dedicated to polluting sacred spots for the Plague Father, announcing their presence with phlegmy braying before savagely attacking adventurers. Gross. And I think some of my favourites, the Maya Kelpies. Maya Kelpies spawn all over the Jade Abbey, cursed spirits born from the corruption that runs deep into the land. Though barely a threat on their own, a swarm of them can quickly become a problem, with diseased bites and the ability to spit lumps of pungent matter with uncanny accuracy. Beyond the miniatures, you'll find a set of 14 Warhammer Quest dice, a 36-page rulebook, a quick start guide, 61 cardboard tokens, 12 card deck boxes for storing your progress between sessions, and 341 cards that cover everything from abilities, statuses, equipment, rewards, events, and act-specific surprises. And this book idea, I would love to know how it is guaranteed to sit flat all the time on every page, but this is a brilliant idea for a quick to set up board. There's also a 38-page hardback book which lays flat on your table in place of a board or tiles. This book contains 18 maps, each made up of 2 pages, which are transformed into encounters by a card you'll draw before the mission, giving them multiple uses. Perhaps in one run through map 6, you're trying to blow up a passage to enter the lower levels of the Jade Abbey, while in another you may simply need to weather waves of enemies that flood across the tiled floors of this echoing hall. With multiple ways to play each map, your skirmish games in campaigns will play out differently each time. Built-in longevity, I like it. Each act is split up between these longer combat-focused encounters, which often have challenging side quests, and much shorter events, which have you making decisions, roll dice for outcomes, or play minigames. So I'm not going to go through these, because at the minute it's not really going to make a huge amount of sense to anyone. But we have an Act 1 event, The Gates of Azir. We have a little lore breakdown, and then what it actually does. We then have another one for Act 1, Sparring Session, when you've got a solo play or co-op play option as well, which is good. And then a rest site called A Brief Respite, which is basically a heal action. So a bit of variety. These are all Act 1 cards, so there's going to be quite a few for each act by the looks of it, and then 3 acts, multiple options. 341 cards. There's probably quite a lot of variety in there. When time comes to pause a campaign for the next session, you'll pack everything into deck boxes, which make it easy to pick up at a later date. Speaking of packing things away for later, it's time for us to pause our explanation here, but there's loads more to cover as we get closer to release. It's good to hear. Before you get a chance to get stuck in to clear out the Jade Abbey, you can forge your destiny by taking part in our Darkwater email adventure. Oh, every week you'll receive an email that gives you a choice. Each decision, another step on the journey. Who knows what you might find at the end of the perilous path? Sign up right now to take your first step. This article is linked in the description. If that sounds like fun, it's just a way of signing up to the newsletter, isn't it? But if that sounds like fun, something you want to do, you can follow this article, and it's just down there at the bottom. But this isn't the only reveal that has been tainted by Grandfather Nurgle today. And there is more that we will talk about in a separate video that will hopefully be coming pretty close to this one, because we're going to take a look at Age of Sigmar proper with some incredible reveal. Let me know how you're feeling about this now that we've had proper images and we have more of an idea of what's going on with this. There's elements in this that I haven't seen before. I don't think that they're original. I'm pretty sure that this book idea, flat sitting book idea with 18 maps in, isn't new. They'll have borrowed it from someone. Miniatures, there's a mix of older miniatures revamped for this quest, and then slight riffs and changes on current models and current ideas to the new stuff, to the heroes. Just fantastic. Everything about this box is incredible, and I am very much looking forward to hopefully getting stuck in. But it sounds like it's going to be quite a big adventure. It is something I'd love to cover on the channel, but that obviously depends on getting hold of one of these boxes first. We don't know when it's going up for pre-order. I don't know, my brain always thinks this kind of thing would be best to release before Christmas, but it might not be. I haven't seen their gift guide yet, so I don't know if it's an option in the gift guide, which would mean it would be coming out before Christmas, or it's going to be something that we see back end of December, January time. I feel like it's close-ish, but we will see. I'm incredibly excited for this. I hope you guys are too. I hope you want to see more on the channel, because I'm going to keep covering it when we get new news. And as I say, if we can get hold of a copy, there's ideas for doing a campaign and running through it. Not entirely sure how we deliver it yet, but it's something I'd love to do on the channel. This is exactly the kind of thing that I enjoy. But let me know what you think in the comments below. If you've enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, do all the YouTubey things. The support is continuously amazing. Thank you all for being here. And as always, thank you very much for watching, I'll see you all in the next one.